Hello and welcome to the Bel-E Scratch podcast. I am your host, Bel-E.
And I am your co-host, Scratch.
And today, I've come across something that I've always heard of.
That makes one of us.
I've come across something that I've only ever heard of.
Yeah.
But sometimes I always will find it, just this whole thing of, I found a band, per se, that I like. They made one album that was good, and the rest of it sucks.
Like, magic in a bottle? Or lightning in a bottle?
Like lightning in a bottle, yes.
There's a lot of those.
Now, I don't know if it's because it's springtime, and spring makes me act crazy sometimes.
It makes a lot of people act crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because of that. But, for one reason or another, I find myself... Oh. No, not surprise AMSR time. I think that craze kind of died down. Or
I haven't heard anything about it lately.
I know people still do it, because it's still very valid, but at the same time, it's like... You guys didn't have to get crazy. Like, we didn't need to have the Rick and Morty ASMR, guys. This was not necessary.
Lurking.
Mm-hmm.
It's lurking.
Yeah, it's lurking. But, for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's just nostalgia, maybe it's the spring, I don't know what's causing it, but for some reason, I'm just getting really into 90s nostalgia. Maybe it's because it's about time. It's starting to go from the 80s to the 90s and early 2000s, which was kind of my childhood, so to speak.
Yeah, it really does have a lot to do with...
Oh, yeah. Culture and fashion. Culture and fashion is just cyclable. You know what I'm talking about?
Recyclable?
Sort of. Like, it goes in circles. Like, what was popular in the 80s eventually comes back, like, 30, 40 years later.
Well, it's what it is it's the demographic age.
Yes.
So when things have a renaissance...
Sure.
Or they return... it just means that the people, it's like the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay. People, 80s will show up big.
Mm-hmm.
There's been returns to it. People in my age bracket.
Yeah.
It showed back up when we were in our early 30s. We were in our maximum earning age range.
Sure.
And from there to 50, it'll pop up and down. It's just like anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Any music.
It comes and goes.
It comes and goes, and it's based on the age of the population.
Sure.
Okay, that's why you don't hear anything about the Beatles anymore.
That's probably I'm actually kind of happy about that because
that generation is about 10 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So they're somewhere in their 60s.
No, I get it.
Late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Beatles. I probably should be a bigger fan of the Beatles, but I'm not.
Well,
I give them their due.
Yeah, I give them their due.
Yeah, if they didn't exist, then we wouldn't have a lot of the bands I like.
That's true.
So it's not that I hate them. It's just
I would like, honestly,
I'm tired of getting shit for not liking them. I'm tired of getting shit for liking them. You know what I mean?
Let's address the truth of the matter. Many people became musicians not because of the artistic endeavors of the Beatles. They became musicians because women, for lack of a better expression, went crazy.
That's what Kiss started from.
And there's a lot of bands that started because of that.
Yeah,
they're like, Jesus Christ, that's how you get chicks. You learn to play a guitar.
Yeah, that's literally what Kiss is.
I witnessed it up close and personal. I used to work with a guy who, from dude to dude, he was okay, but him plus a woman, he was completely dysfunctional. He had an extremely dysfunctional mother. And he had absolutely, positively no idea how to interact with a woman that was functional. He just didn't have any examples of it in his frame of reference.
I get it.
But he played the guitar. And, buddy, there were some ladies. Now, they ended up regretting their relationship. they ended up regretting their relationship with him.
I get it.
But I can remember one of them in particular who was just intelligent, and I mean, she was sweet and just physically an absolute goddess.
Sure.
Talking about him and starting to cry.
Yeah.
When she was talking about him, and I knew him very well.
Yeah.
And you know,
she was complaining about him?
No, she was just talking about, you know, I just love you so much.
Oh.
But
this dude was
describing somebody that I personally did not know. And I had spent, I mean, I don't care how much fluid they had swapped.
Yeah.
I knew this guy better than she did.
And you were just like...
I just remember saying, he pulled that guitar out on you, didn't he?
Look, some people are like that.
Well, I'm just
on both sides of that exchange.
I mean, you know, yeah.
I get it.
I mean, everybody, you know, but there's something about, you know, being the bard, being the singer.
No, I get it. You know. No, I understand that. That's not the issue. It's just, in my whole deep dive into, like, this 90s nostalgia, early 2000s period, which, again, this is just a pure nostalgic rush. I'm starting to feel like, in terms of where I'm at in my life, where I can indulge in these little spots.
These little niche kind of...
Yeah, these little niche things.
Yeah, interest, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
So, alongside that, what came up is basically me getting a little bit more into a genre called trip hop, which is... Now, mind you, I'm not an expert.
And I am the opposite, because I don't know what the you're talking about.
Okay, the basis of what I know about trip hop is it's British.
Wait a minute. Trip.
Trip-pa.
T-R-I-P, trip.
Yes.
Hop. H-O-P.
Yes.
Pop.
Yes.
Pop. Okay, trip, hop.
Stop asking questions.
Thank God for pop filters.
Mm-hmm.
All right, trip hop.
Yeah, let me explain what I know, which isn't much.
What are you waiting on?
Essentially, it's British, of course. That's going to be a reoccurring theme in my life, is if it's not British or Germanic, I'm probably not going to listen to it, for some reason. So, for some reason, okay, now, British folk can't really rap that well.
I personally have not seen it.
Yeah, there's
the
not... The
males in particular.
Yeah, like for some reason, like I don't know what it is. Like you have an entire country that's existed for over 1,000 years and has basically created the structure of the most widely spoken languages.
There you go.
And yet, this is not a skill that they have the ability to use as well as North America, which is rapping.
Oh, well, that's the origin of the language.
Yeah.
The syllable.
Yes. The foundation.
The foundation of it.
Yes.
Shakespearean sonnets.
Sure. And yet. They don't, they're
that's
not.
Why,
yeah.
That's why British actors are always the villains in movies.
Yeah, because
they are the only ones that can articulate the plot where everybody understands what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
trip hop is basically, from my understanding, now mind you, I don't know where exactly it comes from, probably Bristol if I had to guess.
All right.
They basically take hip hop sounds and beats and make different genres with it.
All right.
And that's trip hop. Again, not a great explanation. I recommend people read up on it if you are interested. But it has quickly become one of my favorite genres. Porridge Head, Massive Attack. Bruh.
Wrong.
Yeah, I think, if I remember correctly, I remember reading, what was it, Black Sand? What was I, Tricky, forgot about that. Bonobo. I played a little bit before we started, and there's a band called Sneaker Pimps, not the Sneaker Pimps, just Sneaker Pimps, like the band Editors, not the Editors, just Editors. Because fuck you.
Sure.
And they made one good album.
Oh, that's where we're going.
Yeah. They replaced their lead singer.
Yeah.
And the rest of their stuff sucks. And I'm sitting here for hindsight of 2022.
2022.
Yeah, literally about like more than 20 years later after this decision was made, and I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with you people?
Did the lead singer come to think they were Jesus or something?
I don't know.
That happened.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was. No, I don't think this was an Axl Rose situation. She either went solo or they got rid of her, or maybe it was both. But
all kind of weird stuff happened.
All kind of weird stuff happened in the music industry, apparently.
When I was growing up, it was Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah,
they were always following each other,
and then they wonder why. Their life sucks.
Yeah, well, how about everybody keep their clothes on?
Yeah, exactly. Like, here's the thing: I love Fleetwood Mac. I like Fleetwood Mac. They're pretty cool. Stevie Nicks, she's okay.
Right.
I don't think she's a goddess because she's having a little bit of resurgence now thanks to, the advent of Spotify and American Horror Story for reasons.
Sure.
I don't watch that show. It's here's the thing. I like horror, but that show is too damn dumb. It is too stupid.
Like
Yeah? Nosferatu. Yes. No. What I mean by that is, here's the thing. There's like dumb horror movies. You got the Monster Squad and stuff like that.
Don't be talking about the Monster Squad.
Look, here's the thing. It's campy.
So
I said it was dumb.
My name is Horace.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, like, here's the thing. It's dumb as in it's campy.
Oh, yeah.
What I can't stand, and here's the thing, it's got a ridiculous plot. It's basically just a giant monster mashup.
It is.
The creature from the Black Lagoon was the scariest monster in that Monster Squad, and you cannot change my mind. The way they made that fucker.
The shit out of me, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, here's the thing.
I can't go anywhere near dark water.
No dark, murky waters.
No dark, murky water.
No.
No, I will not.
No, because here's the thing. In Monster Squad, you had Dracula and Frankenstein's monster and the Mummy, and I think there was like some human equivalent to like the Igor or the servant of Dracula. And then you had the creature from the Black Lagoon.
They had the chicks, the Dracula.
The wives of Dracula.
Yeah, the vampire groupies.
The wives of Dracula. You had them. Yeah,
they all walk real slow.
Because apparently when you become a vampire, you lose your ability to be mobile.
But you don't lose the pertness of your undercarriage.
Apparently so. Yeah, I don't know about that. Here's the thing. It didn't take itself super seriously.
No, it didn't, and that
was part of its saving grace. Is you can be campy, but you have to kind of in some way, shape, or form acknowledge it.
Well, it's either campy or it isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, truly, to me, there's not many things more funny than campy who doesn't realize it's campy.
Yeah, that's basically what American Horror Story is, except it's not funny.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's campy in terms of...
I mean, I don't really watch that because
I haven't either.
My horror selection is...
No, I get it. I don't watch it all.
I do watch.
I don't watch horror all the time. Not anymore. I've just become.
I'm not a horror buff.
No, I'm not a horror buff.
Like, I love this shit.
No, I'm not a horror buff anymore. Ever since my life became significantly less stressful, I felt less and less need for it.
It's interesting how that happens.
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? But at any rate, no, American Horror Story, it's campy in terms of this is just a bunch of weird and or fucked up things that happen to everyday people for no discernible reason other than plot. Sure. And the problem is that they try to play it off as seriously as possible.
Yeah.
It's like you have this manic looking...
And the thing about it is, when that's not funny, I have to turn
drag. It is a drag.
I have to turn the channel. I'm like,
Yeah, because here's the thing. There's a difference between being campy, but say, like you're not self-aware of it, like you're treating it very seriously.
It's hard to do it. It really
it's very hard to be campy, but don't acknowledge it.
Right,
you know, I think the last primary example I can think of is where it's definitely toting that line of we're taking this as seriously as possible, but there's every now and again a literal wink at the camera, is What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, that was a big.
That was a
camera.
Yes, but they still did it properly.
I enjoyed how the cast really bought into it.
Oh my god! But that's the thing; they bought into it. Like they're, this
is what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's not.
See, they knew it was campy,
but they tried to play it "quote unquote" straight.
Tried to play it straight.
Yeah, they didn't try to spin gooly that bitch.
But
basically,
the issue is
not 100%.
When it's campy, like films like the original.
Yeah.
What were we just talking about? The marijuana movie?
Reefer Madness?
Reefer Madness.
That was
the
just...
original Reefer Madness is campy.
Without being self-aware.
Without being self-aware.
But they took it serious.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an absolute right.
That is probably a better example.
Roadhouse.
Yes.
Movies that are funny that are not supposed to be funny.
Yes. I also love those. But the problem with American Horror Story is it's campy in terms of, it's almost in the style of we as the makers of this show, like the backstage people, like the writers and directors and whatnot, we think watching people suffer is funny, type of ballpark.
Oh, I see.
Does that make sense?
I'm not really down with that.
I'm not down with that either. Here's the thing. There's a difference.
Suspense and thrillers.
Yes. But having just a carnival of violence and calling it comedy is not my style.
Not because, I mean,
except for Jackass. They know what they're getting into.
Look at what Rob Zombie does. He does, I mean, it's campy.
Tread very carefully.
No, it's campy.
It is campy in his style, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he understands that. I mean, I don't watch his stuff. I don't own any of his stuff. I haven't used some of his stuff.
I'm not a fan of his Halloween movies.
No. But
House
of
a Corpses
I just think he takes the right approach to it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't care for the Devil's Rejects, just for the pure whole thing of we find people suffering to be funny, but then again, these are not heroes or anything like that.
Right.
House of a Thousand Corpses, I thought it was basically like they just retooled an extended Rob Zombie music video is literally what that movie is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, I think he sees himself like Ozzy used to.
Probably.
He sees himself as like the...
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate him. I don't hate Rob Zombie. I think
that's what he does.
Yeah, but he understands what he's getting into, and he doesn't lean heavily into... presenting a carnival of violence and calling it comedy.
Fuck you, buddy, take me serious.
No,
he's not like that at all. It's
no.
like, okay, we're here to have a good time.
Yes.
Okay,
No, but it does happen.
It does.
So that's why I can't get into American Horror Story. Plus, a lot of the bulk of their seasons took place during the period of the Orange Man, and that really poisoned the script.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I hate shit like that.
You know what?
It doesn't matter who is in charge of...
really?
Yes. Look, here's my biggest issue. Here's the thing. I don't care who you are. Support the Orange Man. Don't support the Orange Man. Support the guy who's currently in charge. Don't support the guy who's currently in charge as of this recording. Before, after, this, whatever.
Whatever.
I want escapism.
Escapism.
I want to be able to turn my brain off from whatever the fuck is happening outside my house.
I mean, how much skill does it take for a late night comic?
Exactly. Well, here's the thing.
To go in front of an audience
and they're like, Orange Man bad.
Orange Man bad.
4
He's
years.
got bad hair. And everybody's like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
Just as much
4
as
years in a row. That was the only reason.
That was it.
That was the only reason.
He's got small hands. Ha ha ha, ha ha.
He eats steak well cooked with ketchup on it.
Exactly.
And he's a billionaire.
Ooh.
It's like, what?
What? And the same thing. I mean, and the other side of the
years.
fence is dealing with the current commander in chief.
Yes.
You know, oh, he's old. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, he's got dementia or some shit. Oh, he's a grandpa that should be with his children, but they don't let him do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's so funny about stuff like that?
I don't find that funny.
That. You know. No, I'm the same way.
No, I get it.
I mean,
I'm not saying you shouldn't have politics. Just can you be less heavy-handed?
Can you find another way to put it?
Exactly.
You know?
So. That was a lot of it. I don't care for American Horror Story. It's dumb and stupid, and it's literally just a carnival of violence dressed up as comedic and horrific just for the sake of it.
All right.
And it's like, next. And they're trying to revamp themselves by making them like a Twilight Zone Black Mirror type show. And it's like, and I'm just sitting here being like, first and foremost, okay, cool, you already had the anthology thing going, like every season of American Horror Story was like a different topic with different characters that kind of intertwined with each other, kind of like the Stephen King cinematic universe, so to speak, because apparently every single fucking book he's ever written is connected somehow. Don't ask me. This is kind of new. This is like in the past.
Thing about him the other day.
And I'm just I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that none of his stuff was pre-planned to have a shared universe. Obviously, the Dark Tower series, no shit for Stephen King.
Well, he just writes about. I mean, he's from Maine, and he writes about that geographical area.
Yeah, no shit, because he's from Maine. Yeah, are you pissed off if some asshole from California just constantly writes about California? That's what he knows, or that's what she knows.
Yeah, who do you think you are, Nicholas Sparks?
Yeah, exactly. No, but I'm just sitting here being like, there is no fucking way you dickheads can connect Carrie to Under the Dome. You can't sit up. How are you trying to draw these lines of comparison that whatever the fuck happened to Carrie White somehow had something to do with Under the Dome or 1974 or that JFK book 11/22/63 or you know what I mean?
Right.
To me that is grasping at straws. I'm just like, how are you guys trying to just string all this stuff together? You know what I mean?
It makes them feel better.
Sure, I mean, people see patterns and lines and shit that aren't really there. Although we have found that there might be a point to humans seeking patterns.
An underlying form.
How about that?
How about that? Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about it when we have a better grasp of it so we can explain it better, but let's just say we may or may not have found the underlying secret of the universe.
Woo!
Yeah, how about that? You know what I find to be sad?
What do you find to be sad?
The fact that we managed to figure something like this out, talk about it, but not really talking about it. Bullshit. But how weird is that? How we didn't have to take any sort of like extensive training in a monastery or be well connected to like a secret order of religious scholars, and we just happen to put two and two together and go, "Oh shit."
Well, I think it has to do with.
It makes me wonder if people who are trying to seek enlightenment are really trying. Or maybe they just need to put it down and come back to it after a while.
I think you got to put stuff down and come back to it.
Yeah, because there's only so much putting your nose to the grindstone is going to do before you run out of nose.
I mean, you can beat yourself,
get
smart, be smarter, think better,
Yeah.
You can pound your head against the wall all you want to. But sometimes you got to put stuff in the drawer and let it cook.
Mm-hmm.
I like what Stephen King talks about when he writes a new manuscript. Says when he gets the first draft, he puts it in a drawer.
Yeah.
And he doesn't touch it for 6 weeks because he lets it.
He basically forgets about it.
He forgets about it and then it comes back.
Yeah.
But the whole time his subconscious is working on that story.
No, I agree.
So when he comes back to the page,
He has a fresh set of eyes.
He has a fresh set of eyes.
Yeah, I think.
And I think that's, it's kind of like, understanding understanding the stock market, understanding.
Yes.
And I've done it. I've done it. Well, I've been trying to understand the stock market since 2008.
I think you made a huge breakthrough the other
I
day.
made a huge
That's kind of what
breakthrough.
we're hinting at, but again, we just need further study.
When it's been 12, 13 years, somewhere around in there.
Sure.
And, just the whole time of just hit a wall and going, I don't understand this. I mean, I understand it better. I understand it better than I did when I started, but there's still this element that I'm not understanding, and I know that it's right in front of me. That's true with a lot of things.
True.
Relationships, religion. There's some things
you just got to put it down.
You got to put it down and let your mind, let your subconscious cook it for a while,
and then come back to it and go, oh hey. Yeah, I think I remember reading a quote. I'm not 100% sure this was quoted by Ernest Hemingway, but knowing what I know of him, I wouldn't be surprised if he did say this at one point. How he wrote his work. He said, write drunk, edit sober.
Write drunk, edit sober.
Which is a more extreme version of what Stephen King was doing.
I don't know. He talks about he's pretty candid about his drug addiction.
No, I get it. No, I do believe there is some sort of process to that whole, like, you write under the influence of XYZ, and then you edit sober.
Yeah.
Because that's just a more extreme version of leaving the manuscript inside.
Well, I mean, we always talk about, what's the biggest, any type of artistic expression, what is the biggest roadblock, and that is censorship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your mind kicks in. It's just like,
your mind almost censors itself, like, oh, you shouldn't write that, or you shouldn't draw that.
or you shouldn't, or you should do this or do that. It's just like, for me personally, when I was younger and going out and looking to interact with other people, maybe find a female that I liked or wanted to talk to, a drink kind of helped me
loosen up.
We use that term, loosen up.
Yeah.
But basically, that's what it is.
Yeah, I get it.
And there's nothing wrong with having those walls, because those walls keep you alive.
Sure.
Okay, keep you safe.
Sure.
But they can hinder you under certain circumstances.
This is true. And on the flip side of the people, this is also why I advocate that to be an artist is to embrace madness. Is in order to get this out of your head,
right,
you have to get past those walls in your head that has been shaped and honed by either your family, culture, society, or whatever.
That's why they talk about getting up and whatever it is you're going to engage in artistically, get up and do it as soon as you get up in the morning.
Because then your brain doesn't have a chance to turn on all that part of your brain that says, no, don't say that, don't write that,
don't do that,
whatever.
Whatever.
That's also why that whole journaling first thing in the morning takes care of that as well.
Yeah.
Just for, pro tip,
Pro tip. So.
I'm just like, I just woke up from a nap, I ate, I'm drinking water, and now I'm just like, man, movies suck. Because I'm sitting here trying to go, like, wait, have I seen anything beyond, The Lost City in the theaters when I was, like, I pre-gamed it, didn't need to.
Right.
But no, there's not really anything. There's, like, a new Liam Neeson movie out that did not...
Who's he killing now?
I don't fucking know. The movie's called Memory. I have not seen the movie. I have not seen a trailer. I didn't even know it was an actual movie until I was looking up at the local theater.
Memory. That's got 2 syllables, just like taken.
Exactly. So I was just looking up movies
I don't know.
at the local.
Good putting people down. What do you
Yeah, I know. There's this weird genre that's starting to. I don't know if it always existed, just in different stages and looks. It's basically the old grizzled bastard killing people genre.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't really have a specific genre like Western or sci-fi, but it always seems to exist.
Chuck Norris cashed in on that.
Yes. Clint Eastwood.
Definitely
Clint Eastwood probably defined that some bit. John Wayne definitely helped.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood won
the 80s action movies technically counts.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, because they were all like, it was never like a fresh face. Like,
get to the chopper.
Yeah, it was never Arnold as a fresh-faced foot soldier in some army somewhere in Europe. Right. You know, it's not like he signed up because of a draft somewhere in Austria. And then all of a sudden he kills like 500 people. Yeah, and he kills like 500 people, but he's like a recruit. No, it's always like some squad or a dude
coming out of retirement
for bullshit reasons. You're the only one that can do this, John Matrix, man. And you're just like, can you literally get no one else?
Why, can you hire 2 people that can do the job?
Yeah, can you hire 2 people to do the job?
Okay, you're saying there's nobody like me. Can you find 2 people like me?
Yeah, seriously. So that technically counts as the old grizzled bastard going around killing.
The entire Expendables.
The Expendables is literally just a bunch of old grizzled bastards killing people. That is the entire genre. Yes.
Hey, there's an Asian guy.
There's Jet Li. There's Jason Statham. Stone Cold Steve Austin was in it.
Black dude.
Arnold Schwarzenegger eventually got back in it. Not Harrelson. I think Woody Harrelson in there at some point. I don't remember. Harrison Ford was in the third one. Bruce Willis. Yeah. Harrison Ford actually flew the fucking helicopter. That wasn't a joke. He knows how to fly shit. Mel Gibson was in it. Jean-Claude Van Damme was in it. He was amazing. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
That guy partied way too hard.
He partied way too hard.
Up on his face that he can't get out of my mouth.
You know you've done fucked up when you smile, you look older. You know you fucked up.
Oh my God.
You know you fucked up.
Oh, that's the universal truth right there. You smile and look older, you had fucked up, buddy.
Yeah. Let's see. Sylvester Stallone, obviously.
Dolph
Lundgren was in it. There was like a couple of people I didn't recognize that I think Terry Crews was of course oh God, what the fuck? He's the new Eddie Brock. His name's slipping. Tom Hardy. Was Tom Hardy in it? Chuck Norris definitely was in it.
I don't think Tom Hardy was in it because he can actually act.
Yeah, and he's too pretty.
I tried to get through the second Venom. I have that comic, by the way. I have that original comic.
Really?
The first appearance of Carnage. So I was really looking forward to watching the movie.
I thought Woody Harrelson did a good Carnage.
I thought Woody Harrelson did do a good Carnage.
Yeah, so I did like that.
It was kind of pieced together.
Yeah, well, shit happens, you know.
Obviously, well, they tried to do it without Spider-Man. So.
Yeah, they're trying to do it without Spider-Man, which is tough, but I don't think they're going to be having him without Venom for long, because of Spider-Man No Way Home.
Right.
So, spoilers! Shit, I actually don't know where they're going to go from Spider-Man, from what the fuck.
Because I'm ready to be underwhelmed with Moon Knight.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to be underwhelmed with Moon Knight too. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Moon Knight's essentially what his powers are now is essentially just the fact that he's schizophrenic. That's literally it.
All right.
Like, the whole point of Moon Knight is the fact that he just makes some shit up on the spot. He's a walking Deus Ex Machina to an extent, from what I've read.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know how the fuck they're gonna work that in. I did actually. Speaking of Spider-Man No Way Home, watching the entirety of No Way Home, I thought Doctor Strange was acting a little off.
Does that got something to do with the one that's coming up?
I think so, because here's the thing. I thought he was acting a little off, because I'm just like, dude, first and foremost, in terms of canon, you see,
right,
with what they've established in the MCU is, Doctor Strange, he blipped. He's no longer Sorcerer Supreme. He's just some asshat with a cloak now.
All right.
So, so I'm just thinking, like, why the fuck would he just help Peter Parker out on a whim when whatever the fuck was happening in WandaVision was happening? He never showed up.
Yeah.
Which I thought was weird. Because you have the Scarlet Witch, but he just doesn't pop up. He doesn't go like, hey, like, riding in like a sheriff, new sheriff in town.
I don't know if that was your canon character on the comic book.
I don't know.
It seemed to be that way.
I don't know, but but I was like, why the fuck is he acting weird? Like, he's just acting abrasive and like an asshat. And someone actually pointed out two very specific things.
Yeah.
Number one, apparently when people blipped when they got Thanos snapped, it was like a 5-year period between when they snapped versus when they all came back. That's the plot device. It was a 5-year gap.
They're going to use to explain everything.
Yes. So in the 5 years, apparently the woman that he was trying to basically fall in love with and marry, she ends up getting engaged to somebody else. And he loses the title of Sorcerer Supreme. So he's basically in some sort of weird post-coming back to life bullshit depression.
Like a halfway house.
Yeah, like a mental halfway house.
Aww.
And the other point that was raised was, okay, Doctor Strange, he doesn't do anything about WandaVision. He doesn't do anything about whatever the fuck the Falcon and the Winter Soldier was doing.
Right.
He decides to help this random teenager get into college for no discernible reason other than, fuck it, I have a free Saturday.
All right.
So that's a little unhinged, right?
Sounds like it is.
So I actually read this online talking about, that you do realize Doctor Strange in the first movie, this is the same dude who was driving 90 miles an hour on a mountain cliffside in the rain at night and crashed, and that's what fucked up his hands. And I'm like, I'm reading that, and you're going, this is the same asshat who was driving 90 miles an hour in a snow and rainstorm on the side of a mountain. Yeah, that explains, he's actually...
Think you're immortal, that tends to
Exactly.
happen.
So I looked back on it and went, I think Doctor Strange, they've established he's already kind of unhinged, because who the fuck does that?
Not me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that did kind of explain a little bit. It's like, Doctor Strange is still the asshole driving 90 miles an hour in a thunderstorm, at night. So, of course, he's going to help a fucking teenager just because he's got a free Saturday.
Yeah.
Because, yes.
So, pay it forward.
Yeah, pay it forward. I don't know. It's just because the whole movie, I was just waiting for him to, rip his face off, and he's, secretly the bad guy in the Doctor Strange and the multiverse guy or whatever.
Right.
I was just waiting at any minute. It was like, oh, it's not Doctor Strange. It's some magician dude impersonating him.
Mandrake.
Yeah. Whatever.
Character in Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. He's secretly Mephisto or some shit.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. No, that's an actual character. He's canon.
No, I know.
I don't know. I just don't know where they're going to go from there with Spider-Man, because, spoiler alert, Peter Parker erases his existence from the fabric of reality in order to save everybody. And I'm just sitting here like, so what now? That movie was just ripping...
Who knows?
That movie...
5-10 years now, they'll go back
and redo it.
Somebody didn't like the fact that he called somebody a dude.
Yeah, who was clearly a dude.
Who's clearly a dude, and they'll cut it out. And,
I know. Things like that happen.
That type of thing is starting to snowball.
I get it.
Better get a handle on it, too.
I prefer to let everything crash and reset because it looks like we're heading for that anyway.
I think we are, yeah, definitely.
I keep telling the clients I train, I'm not looking forward to next year.
No, I'm not either.
I'm not either.
No.
That's why in between then and now, we got to get a handle on what we got going.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to.
I mean,
what I'm
paying for groceries is absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, I know. I'm just buying vegetables and it's getting to be like $30, $40 a pop.
Yeah.
You know?
I really enjoyed a couple years ago where I was like, all right, if you want to use my card to fill your tank up gas, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, now it's like, Yeah, all I know is I'm hoping... Look, all I know is I'm hoping by this time next year we are, if not completely 100% off of not working for other people, we're halfway closer to it than we were today.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's coming.
It is coming. Because I'm just getting antsy. Like, I don't know if it's just because it's spring. This is actually the first year, genuinely speaking, in a very long time, I've been looking forward to spring and summer. You know, because throughout, school, high school and all that, I was just bored in the summer because I had nothing to do.
Right.
We'd go to maybe the beach for a week, but we get a three-month summer break, and that was it. Didn't really go anywhere after that. It was just staying at the house because I didn't have the ability to drive when I was like 14 years old.
Right.
College, kind of the same way. Just wanted to get the college stuff out of the way.
Vacation was, something I completely had no idea about. I mean, I didn't grow up. We didn't take vacations.
Yeah, you didn't take.
You have to have disposable income
to take vacations.
There was no such thing when I was a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
So I did not grow up in that. I mean, I understand the application of it.
Oh, of course.
I really do now. But it was just something that was beyond
I get it.
our ability to obtain.
I get it. But this is just the first year because I can make my own schedule.
Right.
If I chose in, I can plan inside of I can basically just say, hey, I'm just going to take all of next week off.
No.
I'm just going to leave. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I just decided today, I'm just going to not work next week, then guess what? I just tell people don't show up.
Right.
And there you go.
Yeah, I mean, there is a freedom to that, and it's something I do miss.
Yes.
I got a lot of grass that needs to be cut, but I can't get to it because if I had, yesterday, Bro came home, and so the last time I had an opportunity to cut that grass, it rained.
Yes.
So I'm going to have to hire somebody to cut my grass, which is something I've never done, but...
No, I get it.
I'm able to say one.
Yeah, you're now able. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Because we can get all that back.
Yeah, we can get all that back.
Yeah, all I know is I'm just hoping by this time next year, I'm not focusing super, super much on, career, because I'm just done with trying to have a career.
Yeah.
I think that part in people...
I don't know. I think some people are wired that way.
No, but here's the thing. People who are wired that way, I'm not.
I'm not.
No.
I don't want to work for somebody else.
No, I'm not built that way either.
Yeah, somebody, there's a lot of people who talk about it, and I have been desperately fighting against it.
Yes.
And hopefully have finally tapped into something that will...
I think so.
I mean,
Jesus.
We'll see.
Yeah. No, we're going to make this work.
Yeah. It can't not work.
It can't not work.
Yeah.
Because the upside, man.
The upside is really, really up there.
Exactly.
If there's anything with a higher upside, I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
I really don't.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know, I get it. It's just...
I mean, those are robbing banks.
Yeah.
For the reasons this is a joke.
Exactly. No, it's I know we don't hate our current positions per se. It's just we'd rather not do it.
No, I'd rather not do it.
And I do think there is a cultural shift where people are trying to do their best because, for a lot of people who don't have access to what we recently acquired, living is difficult. And and all these people who, for whatever reason, can't afford food, can't afford rent, they're working 3 jobs, but still can't afford to live.
Yeah.
They're all talking to each other, and they're banding together.
Yeah.
We may actually see a rise in some form of a commune or some offshoot to that.
I mean, we'll start living like...
We're just like 15 people buy a couple acres of land and farm it, and that's how they live.
Just like some of the homes near us.
Yes.
It looks, their yard looks like a used car lot.
Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 or 5 families
living there. Yeah.
And they're all like related, brothers and sisters and
cousins and whatever.
And aunts and uncles.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Something that is very, I don't want to call it normal because it sounds like there's a way to be abnormal.
No, I get it. But that's just a thing. It's a standard.
That's a standard where
I get it.
And it's something that in this country, first world, has gotten away from that will be getting back to.
Oh, I know that.
It will be. Yeah.
No, I've been friends with several people where on paper, like say they're renting an apartment. Right. On paper, the apartment is like this is only for like. It's something like if one person rents it, the rent is lower than if you had 3 or 4 more people in the apartment.
Okay.
So on paper, they'll say, hey, the person that's delivering the check, wink, is the only person living there.
Right.
But in actuality, they got like 6 people in there, and they're all splitting the rent. Just,
Really?
Yeah.
You're seeing that happen in your peers?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Holy shit, yes.
Really? Yes. Wow. Okay. I mean, I knew it was coming.
Oh, no, it's here.
But
it's been here for years.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Oh, and it's going to get worse because people are flooding into the area.
Yeah.
That's kind of the main reason why I never broke off to, like, go and find a room, quote-unquote roommate situation, because it was starting to turn into, hey, 2 people could split the rent and be fine, to, hey, rent is got to be split by, like, 6+ people, or something like that.
Is it really getting that big?
Some areas, yes. More so, it's like 3 to 4 people having to split rent, and they're all living in one, like, condo or one apartment.
Wow.
That's kind of the main reason I never struck out and, like, went with some of my friends to live in, the city. Not just because I'm not 100% a city person.
Right.
But just because of the whole thing of...
And if you move to a city, you gotta have room.
Yes. Yeah. No, I know that.
Yeah, you just do.
Well, number one, I am not a roommate type person. I have to have known someone for at least a couple of years before I'm willing to make that type of commitment.
True.
That way, I'm not blindsided by anything like they don't wash the dishes that they purposefully put in there, or they don't clean their half of the room, or they don't pay the rent on time, and you're both getting kicked out.
Yeah.
But part of it is just because I saw it slowly morph into, oh, hey, 2 people splitting an apartment, and that'll be it, to, hey, we need like 3 or more people to live here and split rent in order for us to live here.
Really?
And split, yes. It's getting to that point. It's going to get worse.
It is going to get worse. I have noticed that you're going to start to see more things people put in their front yard to sell.
Yep, and weirder things to put in there, like heirlooms and toilet paper and, like laundry detergent and shit. I'm seeing that a lot.
Really?
Mm-hmm. People will just, on the weekend, set up by the side of the road. There's no market going on. They just pull up in their cars, put out like a table and or an awning, sell laundry detergent at, discount prices. It's name brand stuff, but it's like $20 less than the store, but they're still selling it by the side of the road.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's starting to happen. Uh-huh.
Might start selling some fried chicken.
Might as well. I don't know. I'm not sure the food truck industry is going to be sustainable for super long. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, it's just like... I've already noticed across the way here, our neighbor
Yes.
Cutting their own grass.
Yeah.
They were paying somebody to cut it for a while.
Mm-hmm. Now they ain't.
Now they ain't.
Yeah. No, I realized. No,
So
I saw that.
people are going to have to start cutting their own grass.
Uh-huh.
They're going to start cleaning their own house.
Yes. Thankfully, we do that anyway.
As much as you can when you have a barn with animals.
Yes.
2 horses. Well, dogs, but anyway.
Whatever. Technically, one is an actual horse.
And, so, yeah, I mean, you're going to see it more.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to enjoy what I've got while I still can.
Yeah.
You know, my trips up to the different cities nearby and, visiting their thrift stores and going to, like, getting sweets like boba and, being fancy.
Yeah. Well, the strength of it is that we've not...
we can live without it.
Well, we haven't put ourselves in it. There's a lot of people that have put themselves in a deep hole in the last 10, 20, 30 years.
We never did that.
We never did that.
Yeah, I think, didn't you say that this property would be paid off by the end of the year?
By the end of the year.
So we wouldn't be held accountable to anything happening next year.
That's correct.
So there's that. I mean, I don't mind living here. Honestly and truly, I'm just like, I don't know. It's this weird thing where it's like, I wasn't kidding when I said 2020 was going to be the year that I just grabbed every penny I owned, got like, I don't want, not a van, but, not like a huge RV.
Right.
Something that fits like a family, but something small enough to where it would be just me, but still had a toilet and a shower in it, you see.
Yeah, they make them.
Yeah. So something about like that.
Right.
And I would have just left.
Right.
Gone somewhere else to try to find my way. And then the panini happened.
Right.
So I'm trying not to be in this bad frame of space where it's like, I'm meant to be here, that was going to be the year I was going to do it.
Right.
But something intervened, therefore it has to be the will of the universe or God or whatever the people whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever you want to.
Yeah, whatever you define it as,
right.
Fate, destiny, whatever.
Whatever.
But I'm just stuck in this whole thing of like, am I even an adult?
Oh, I understand.
But every time those things pop up where it's like, am I even meant to be here? Like, did I make a mistake somewhere? Am I a fuck up? Am I just some loser? Am I the modern day equivalent of the loser in my parents' basement?
I would imagine not being in jail.
Oh, yeah. That is,
to me, would be the loser.
True, but every time, it's almost like magic.
Right.
Every single time I get into this headspace of I am a fuck up living in my parents' basement, quote unquote basement, and then almost like magic, someone talks to me about either what's happening in their life or life of their family, like a close family,
right,
that makes me go, you know what? I'm not a fuck up. I one time had a client who spent every penny he had on training because he had to get in shape. Okay. So he was like trying to work double shifts at his current job, trying to transition to do a different job, working on his car that kept breaking down so he could sell it.
Right.
Not being able to sleep because he has to keep working on the car to get that working in order to sell that to make money.
Right. Then
he had to come meet me for training, was sleep deprived, had negative balance in his bank account. Which happens. And then I would go, oh, I'm actually in a better social standing. And then earlier this past weekend, I had a client talk about one of her grandchildren where they were trying to solicit money out of her for DoorDash because they didn't have a job and they weren't making money.
You mean to work for DoorDash?
No, to order DoorDash.
Really?
Yes. Didn't have a job, wasn't planning on getting a job, had no money.
Don't know how to cook for themselves.
Living off the titty of their ma in a negative connotation.
Sure.
Trying to solicit their own grandma for like $30 to pay for DoorDash.
All right.
And I went. Oh, I feel so much better.
I need a class on how to make toast.
Yes, indeed. So, I don't know. This pandemic has just got everybody in a weird headspace.
Yeah, and it's really
because I'm trying not to get enveloped in the whole like.
We're still dealing. I mean, the decisions that were made, whether you think they were right or whether you think they were wrong, the decisions that were made were made, and we are going to deal with it over the next year and a half.
Oh, I know that.
The economic fallout. Now, it's not going to affect us
as much. Yes.
Because everything that people...
Because we don't indulge in luxuries all the time.
Well, it's let's say it's like I mentioned to Bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
Yeah.
I said, isn't it interesting now that you see all these people returning to a lifestyle that you grew up on?
Yes.
You know, the whole homeschool, cook at home,
yes,
that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
You know.
No, I agree with that.
So, you know, we're in a. Actually, it's kind of like my mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah,
she doesn't have a lot of money, but she doesn't have any debt.
Yeah,
she could be one of the wealthiest people she knows. You know,
just because she has no debt.
Because she has no debt.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that.
Yeah,
you know, we don't have that kind of. There's a lot of people that have been living in. I'm telling you, I can remember talking about this 20 years ago. Talking about it with my mother about people living on credit cards,
and that's it.
And that was it. Ugh. And they all had brand new cars, brand new houses, but they were so deep in debt, you know.
And 2008 happened.
And then 2008 happened, and some people learned their lesson. The majority of people did not.
Apparently,
that's just the nature of people. And here we are again, knocking on that door. Yeah.
I mean, it's gotten so bad that I think we talked about this last time, was the government is going to have to legalize MJ.
Oh.
Like, just for tax revenue.
Local, but...
No. I just mean for tax revenue purposes. They're going to have to do it.
It's not like the rest of the country. I mean, you know, living here in the Southeast, everybody else is moving here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
this area hadn't been economically murphed up.
It hadn't been, you know,
yet.
Yeah, the political policies of the people that run the place haven't really messed the place up.
Yet.
Not yet.
It is coming.
It is coming because the people come here and they bring their voting habits with them, and they're going to vote the way they voted where they came from, and
that messed the whole problem. Yeah.
That created the whole problem in the first place.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's like I enjoy
the lack of self-awareness of people blows me away.
It does.
Absolutely
blows me away too.
I'd rather be wrong than stupid.
Yes.
Okay, I'd rather go, oh, you know what? I was wrong. I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah. Versus
keep doing what you did was wrong. Yeah. That's just stupid.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so
I mean, this past Tuesday, I went to. I don't think I did. No, it was this past Tuesday. This past Tuesday, there is a city further up north than where my usual hangout was up north.
Right.
And north of here.
Right.
Yeah, north of here.
Right.
And I went up there for the first time, you know, by myself, you know, new city, new place. I'm not looking to get into trouble or anything like that. I'm just looking to look around.
Right.
You know, because I'd never been there before, much like the capital city where some shit went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. So I went up to this this northern city, north from here city, and you know I wasn't, you know, had my, you know, just some regular clothes, you know. Comfortable clothes. That's the secret. Comfortable. I had it's formally called a baja, but I call it the weed hoodie.
Weed hoodie.
Because when you wear it, you look like you're holding.
You do.
Yes. I'm not. That's just what that hoodie looks like.
It does.
It's just the stigma around the hoodie, but you know what? It's made of wool, and it kept my dumb ass warm when I went up into the mountains. So fuck y'all. And I got up there and nobody looked at me weird. No one gave me the side eye. No one tried to subtly get away from me. No one even tried to overtly get away from me.
Yeah.
Because down where we live, that happens all the time.
Right.
Get stared at. I'm not even wearing anything provocative. It's just get stared at, stared down. People, stay 5 feet away from me, and it's not just because of panini reasons. Not for corona reasons. They just don't get in my zone.
Right.
Up there, nobody.
Right. I've heard that about that area. I've heard other people say, well, I was there and everybody just laid back and chill.
It was very, I did not see one cigarette. It was all, hand-rolled somethings.
Right.
Be it, MJ or whatever. But it wasn't like a carton of cigarettes that people were smoking up there.
Right.
It was no tobacco.
Tobacco.
Yeah, no tobacco.
I like the moonflower.
Yes.
Gotta get some more of that.
Yeah. Oh, no, I got plenty. But it was just, I was in a culture shock this past Tuesday. I was just looking around going, oh, Jesus, no one,
I've heard that about that area.
Everyone looked like me.
And if you can fade the weather,
yes,
it's not a bad place to live.
Oh, I don't care about the weather. Most times I get cold. I'm cold right now.
I ain't talking about that.
Oh.
I'm not dealing with the slush and the snow and the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Well, good.
So, yeah. Stop trying to stomp on my dreams.
I'm not trying to stomp on your dreams.
Okay, how about stop trying to bring something negative into the conversation then, me?
Saying that they have a tough winter is not.
This is true. I mean, it is mountains we're talking here. But I went to the thrift stores up there, like actual thrift stores, not consignment shops. Those are different.
Yeah.
And I was pissed when I went to their thrift stores. Because it was full of stuff that I would wear. Because around here, it's mostly church clothes. There's nothing wrong with church clothes.
No.
But I don't wear church clothes all the time. And up there, up in them mountains, it was just like row after row of, oh my God, I can't believe there's this much good shit is here. Like, man, what in the fuck?
Sure.
And because it is currently spring.
It is spring.
Yes, and this is the first time, since this is the first spring I've actually looked forward to, I'm starting to act a little crazier than usual.
Right.
And I was having to fight myself trying to make plans to move up there upon the immediate side. Because there were help wanted signs everywhere, and there was this place I found that was a hostel, and I was just, it's like this little mini, I don't want to call it a seizure, but definitely this little mini, brainstorm of like, how am I gonna get up here? If I didn't know what I knew,
right.
I would be like, I gotta get the fuck up here immediately.
Not a bad idea.
No, it isn't.
There's worse places to live.
Mm-hmm. But because I'm not looking forward to next year, I'm not going to move to the city.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If times were good or about to get good,
oh, yeah,
I would be like, peace!
A year from now, a year and a half from now.
I can make that decision.
It's going to be the end. It's going to be the end of 2023, early
2024.
Hopefully no later than March of 2024.
Yes.
Before we reach the bottom of what's taking place.
Yes. Yeah. So if I didn't know that, I would be like, peace. See you once a week for the podcast. Later, and I just go.
Yeah. I got you.
Obviously I wouldn't leave. I'd leave some stuff here, like the big fucking computer.
Dog.
And maybe. I don't know.
I
know that. Anyway, so... Oh no, that dog has held me back from making some really stupid decisions. Because I always have to consider, like, oh, I want to go there, but I gotta take my dog with me. I'm like, oh, no, that's not gonna work. If I didn't have him, I think I probably would have fucked my life up already. Done some stupid shit.
Well, that's what,
So, like, I want to move to Houston, Texas. Why? I don't know.
Looks good on a map.
Looks good on a map. It's like, I'll go to, I don't know, fucking, Virginia. Why? Because, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Rent's cheap or some shit like that. Anyway, so, yeah, that dog keeps me out of trouble. Yeah, God forbid what happens, but didn't have that dog. But nothing heinous. No. Just, like, oh, hey, I don't have to make that decision no more.
Right.
It's kind of deal, but no, I'm gonna just save what I can, splurge a little every now and again. I'm definitely heading back to, like, the thrift store stuff, but it's gonna be up in that city every couple of weeks, just to give my brain a break. Because I got to do something.
You got to go up there and spend a night or two?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to do, like, a couple staycations up there.
Sure.
Not consistently, not all the time.
I understand.
Just, because spring makes me want to travel, I've come to realize. Since this is the first time that I've had the freedom to do such a thing. I'm not going to go stay at, like, a mansion or anything. I might actually go hit up that hostel and... read the reviews on it and do my research and stay for like a night, just have fun. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to stay here forever. Because I know deep in my heart, I can't stay in the city.
Yeah.
I have to have like, my goal is to shoot for a big piece of land, not ginormous, a big piece of land, have a house on it, water source, either make my own electricity or whatever has to happen, and be by myself. Little to no neighbors.
Right.
Be by myself.
Right.
Recovering in a forest somewhere. I cannot take the city for more than like a week at a time.
Yeah, it's
because at some point I'm just gonna go, man. This
if you're
place.
On public transportation.
Oh my God! Yes. Yeah. Oh. Jesus. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
My glass is half empty today.
Glass is half empty. Well, it's Sunday, man.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean, I don't have anything. I don't have anything in the magazine.
You want to do the Wheel of Death?
I don't know.
We just have it,
I'm lacking enthusiasm today. Not that I'm in a negative frame of mind.
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't know. We can call it if you want. We got over an hour.
You want to talk about the wave stuff?
The wave stuff? I'd rather do that until I'd rather do that until we're able to explain it to where, oh, hey, we know where it's going to go, and you can't stop us.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
we're just really...
we just got our hands on it. We got to let it sit for a while. So the answer isn't no, it's just, hey, let's look at this a little bit better. Like, I'd rather put that wave pattern on the Dow Jones and track it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Because, I will say this about the market.
Right.
Is, here's the thing. Stock market, the, not calamities, commodities. Stuff like that, that's old hat. That's been studied to death. It's been done to death. There's books all over it. Some of it's in this house. Yada.
True.
Crypto is new. Crypto, although it does abide by some of the same rules as the stock market, is ultimately its own beast.
It is.
And unfortunately, it's basically the entry level for a lot of people like you and I who don't have the capital to just wade into stocks
and commodities.
You
have to have a $25,000
deposit just to be able to look at it.
To trade commodities.
Yeah, exactly. So crypto is a good entry into it. We are kind of on the working theory of the commonly used leverage coins are going to be the coins that stay, as opposed to like the little itty bitty shit.
Right.
Because if it was this unstable, if it was this unstable little coin, why would they leverage the shit out of it?
I agree.
So
those the ones that they have created leverage tokens with, they should last.
Yeah, they should last. Yeah, and honestly, I think the main reason we haven't gotten to where we want to get is just because we're fucking around mostly with crypto.
Well, it took us a while to figure out the trading platform.
Exactly.
If we would have known how to trade the trading platform a year ago,
we'd already.
I don't think either one of us would be working.
Exactly, but you know what? We're gonna get there because now we know how to work it.
Yeah.
And we have the spiral pattern.
Yeah.
Did you listen to that song I sent you?
Which one?
That Tool song about the spiral.
Oh no, I haven't.
It's the lyrics you got to look at.
Okay, I'll do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Not now.
Don't worry.
All right, so then that's basically where we're at. At least we know now. So when we do bottom out,
right,
we can just ride that sumbitch all the way up. Makes sense?
It does to me.
Indeed. So there you go.
There you go.
You good?
I'm good.
It's okay.
I'm not bad. I'm just not.
Okay.
I don't know if I have anything to add right now.
It's okay. Hey, everyone has an off week.
You can't hit home runs every time.
No, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's called filler.
It's called filler. Nothing wrong with it. If you have too much, it's bad.
We're going to be branching out probably here in the next, let's see, what are we at? 84, so we're looking at about 15 weeks.
Give or take.
Before
the 100.
Before when we hit the 100 will be when we take the next step.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I will be doing the whole website thing.
Oh, yeah. I think we also should switch to Twitch as well at some point. Like, open up a Twitch channel.
I don't care.
Well, here's the thing. Well, the problem that I'm trying to figure out is here's the thing.
We'll start talking about controversial stuff.
Well, I'd rather wait for the Patreon stuff for that, but because that way we get extra money for it and we don't get ban-hammered 100%.
I mean, I think based on what. Oh yeah, my God, we didn't even talk about what Musk has done. And there's a whole lot of people trying to fight him on that.
You know what?
He was cool. He's like Trump. He was cool
until he wasn't. Exactly.
So, who's on the wrong side of the fence, people? Okay.
I don't fucking know. Anyway.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
I think my opinion of what's happening with that is just, you know what? Let it happen. We don't use Twitter anyway.
Not really.
Not really, because some of the stuff we talked about normally, we get banned.
Right.
And plus, I don't trust you to have that Twitter account anyway. Yeah, it's not that I disagree with everything that you say, but sometimes it's like, hey, look, this ain't the time. Go to Reddit. Be anonymous. Don't use your actual name. So, but also the other thing is just, I always imagined we would put a lot more effort into the podcast when we got a handle on the trading stuff anyway. True. That way we could, go to like a marketing firm or something like that and be like, hey, can you just, kind of help us out with this thing, get us off the ground. We don't have to be as big as like Joe Rogan. Just can we find an audience? How do we find the audience?
Oh no,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
Oh, I know.
Oh, we just need content.
Yeah, we got content.
I think we've been doing this for over a year. Over a year, year and a half.
Yeah.
15 more weeks, we'll have almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
3 years is the.
Yeah.
I say anytime you start a business or you do anything, you have to do it for 3 years.
Okay.
Before it really starts to.
And that's cool.
Pay off.
Yeah, that's okay.
So.
That's fine.
3 years worth of content. We're looking at about 160 episodes.
Give or take. That's fine.
That's cool.
I mean, Joe Rogan didn't really take off until, what, about 8 or so years ago?
Yeah.
Something like that?
I mean, here he is. That whole story with him is just amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, we were just getting together, getting hooked up and talking, and having these long chats,
Yeah, exactly.
100 years later, and then 10 years later,
he's now podcast Jesus.
He's podcast Jesus, and he makes about anywhere between $20 and $50 million a year.
Exactly, just on the podcast.
So
hey, fuck it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, we don't have to get
and
that.
I mean, you'll make more than you did. You make more than if you didn't.
Yeah. Make more if you do, if you don't, instead of if you don't.
If you don't.
So fuck it.
I mean, hey.
Yeah, and plus, the other thing is that when we do have like a more, I don't want to say stable, a more stable aspect of our life,
established.
Thank you. More established. Then we'll start experimenting with have a booth dedicated to it. Do stuff on Twitch, live streaming and whatnot.
Sure.
We just do our normal banter, but also we're playing video games and shit. Stop hitting it. That hurts my ears, man. So. Bleh. Alright.
I'm done.
Yeah, I know. Alrighty. Yeah, I got stuff to work on myself.
Anyway.
Alright. So, well, that's it, folks. I was your host, Bel-E.
And I was your co-host, Mr. Scratch.
And we'll see you guys next Tuesday.